Hi, I'm Tara with Crooked Row. Today is a beautiful spring day and I have gorgeous flowers to plant. We typically garden and show things that we garden, but today we're going to talk about beautifying your garden and your yard or your porch, wherever you're planting. It's important to draw in pollinators and things like that. So we're going to pot up some beautiful, well, they're not really beautiful, they're extremely rustic and war-torn planters, but I love them. They are faux whiskey barrel planters, and we're going to fill them with a couple of, we've got, I think these are primrose. They call them, I guess it's primula. But look at these flowers. They are so gorgeous. They're like a bubblegum pink, and then they have yellow centers, and the yellow centers just really show off the pink. I just love that. And then to plant around those, I have some pansies. These are yellow pansies to match the centers, and some white pansies that are a little sad and they need their container, but they have a little yellow dot to kind of tie in the rest of the colors. So I'm going to get started planting on those, and you'll see me, I'm going to use some Biotone starter. Usually I would use Flower Tone. I don't have any right now, and I couldn't find any in our stores, so use what you have, and I had Biotone. Biotone is from Espoma. We like to use Espoma, but use whatever you have. Some people will only be able to get compost. So we use Biotone starter for most of our items. We like Espoma products. They are organic, but you know, recently, I think you pronounce it Jobes, or maybe it's Jobies. It's J-O-B-E''S. They have come out with an organic line as well. I know there's other organic fertilizers. We just have always had extreme luck with Espoma. So if you hear me talking about Biotone, Flower Tone, Garden Tone, Plant Tone, it's Espoma products, and they cause our things to thrive, and that's why we use them. But so I'm going to be using that today. Biotone starter helps with a really good root development. So we've had a chicken fly up on the table. We have a friend who's going to help us plant flowers today. So we're going to get started, and by the magic of YouTube television, we are going to have a planter on top of a table just like that. And here it is. So these are that's probably about a 3-inch planter that they put it in. And so I'm just gonna open that up and grab some Espoma and throw that in the hole, and then pack that in just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and all the way around, I'm gonna alternate yellow, white, and then in the center, I'm going to try to put as many in as I can. So let's get started. I finished planting the primrose and the pansies. I'm getting so excited for spring, just looking at these beautiful spring colors, even the green. Like, I just want you to see the green on these leaves and how they kind of look like Napa cabbage. I mean, these are just the most interesting, beautiful flowers. I don't think I've ever planted, I've planted pansies before, but I don't think I've ever planted the primrose, and they are just a stunner. I'll keep you updated on how they do in these containers. The primrose are perennials, and I might find a place in the landscape and see how they do through the year. But I'm just super pleased with how these turned out, and I think as soon as that biotone starter hits, they're gonna perk back up. I kind of left them in their containers a little bit too long because I just haven't had time to get them in here. But now that they're in here, I'm gonna water them in. You should always, anytime you plant, whether it's a plant from the nursery or your own plants or seeds, you always want to go back over and water them right away. And it's so that, in this case, the plants, the roots can get damp and start, rehydrating right away. Also, these are perennials, but if this was an annual, which we will plant in a couple months, when we start getting in our impatiens and the pentas and a lot of the salvias and things like that, especially if they're in containers or baskets, but we want to do this anyway with annuals. You want to give them a really great, you can tell I use this, it's dirty. This is called Organic Bloom. This is also from Espoma. It's liquid, and I use this on all of the annual flowers that we have. Some people use, again, it's the Jobs or the Jobies. My dad has grown impatiens for years, some of the most beautiful impatiens I've ever seen, and he used the Jobies. And we personally here have good luck with this, and our blooms get beautiful and vibrant. But these need, again, this depends on where you're at, your area, your zone, how much sun you get, how dry it is. But we try to do this every 2 weeks to our annuals. And on the back, it tells you how much to do and how much water. In this though, it's 2 to 3 doses per gallon of water. And then you put it in to your, which I'm not doing this now, I'm not doing this to these because these are perennials. But if these were annuals, I would put them in my watering can, and then I would come around and just drench your soil. I mean, it's super easy, and it'll give you extremely vibrant flowers. So I'm gonna put these in our garden. I love to attract the pollinators to our garden. I mean, the more bees that we can get into the garden, actually the more bees, hummingbirds, moths, whatever pollinators there are that we can get into the garden, the better off your garden is going to be. So we are going to be trapping bees this year, and we'll have a video on that, and we'll show you, keep you up to date on all of our findings with our bees and the new system that we're going to use to do bees this year. But other than that, we'll put these out in the garden and see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated, and remember, if we can garden, anybody can. Bye.